Hey, what's up? Rich Avery here with morethanapastor.com, and I have something really cool to share with you today. But it's not about myself. It's about a friend of mine, a new friend named Vincent Pugliese. I had the privilege of meeting Vincent in October of 2021 at an event in Florida called Entre Pastors, and it was hosted by our mutual friends, Les Hughes and John Sanders. And I don't think I'd heard of Vincent before, and I hadn't ever met him before. But at this event, I was really pleased and blessed to be able to meet Vincent and to hear him share a little bit about his life and about his online business. And you can learn more about him at totallifefreedom.com. Vincent grew up in New York City, or actually on Long Island, and he had an amazing career as a sports photographer. But he was able to pivot that and to create this online business where he helps other people that are at a crossroads in their life and career make a pivot, make a change, and create freedom, total freedom in their lives, financial freedom, time freedom, freedom in their life, things like that. And so I was really blessed to be able to meet Vincent and hear him share some of these stories. But what impressed me about Vincent was that these stories really spoke about the power of connections. And sometimes you and I might think that if we want to make a change in our life, or we have goals we want to pursue, it's all about us, and it's about us taking the initiative and the effort, and that's true. There is that component to it. But it's also about who we know. It's also about who can help us to achieve our goals and dreams, and it's also about who we can help. If we can help enough other people achieve their goals and dreams, then that's going to come back to us and help us as well. I think that was a quote that I heard from Zig Ziglar many years ago, but Vincent embodies that. And he wrote a new book called The Wealth of Connection. And in this book, Vincent talks about that power, that wealth that you and I and every person in the world has. We may not have financial wealth. We may not have time wealth. But we have a wealth of connections. We have people that we know and people that we know who know people that can help us if we were to nurture those relationships. And it's not about us necessarily nurturing that to take advantage of people to get what we want, but it's about us first coming alongside to serve, to be a friend, to care about people. But it's through the power of those connections, if we do it well and nurture those connections well, that we can achieve our goals and our dreams in the life that we maybe have only dreamed of and have hoped and prayed for. So I mentioned that my friend Vincent, he wrote this new book called The Wealth of Connections, and I had the privilege of being one of the early readers to take a look at it, to kind of take it apart, to see if I had any suggestions or thoughts or comments or things like that. And it was a real privilege for me to get an advanced copy to be able to do that. And I was really personally touched by this, by the power of the wealth of connection. And I was a little bit ashamed that I really haven't tapped into that to the extent that I could. And again, not to take advantage of it for myself and what I want to gain. But what I realized is that I know so many people I've not had any contact with for months or years. I've made life transitions and have been a part of organizations and then changed. And I really haven't done much in some of those to keep up the relationships, just to connect and say hi with people. How are you doing? How can I be praying for you? Or, hey, what are you working on these days? And if I were to do that and take a sincere interest in other people in that way, I think many of them would take an interest in me as well. And if there are things I can do to help others achieve their goals and dreams or what they're working on, why wouldn't that come back to me and bless and benefit me as well? So that was one thing that really spoke to me in Vincent's book, that I have this wealth of connection. There are all these people, probably hundreds of people that I know. What if I took time to connect with them on a weekly basis? Now, I'm not going to connect with everybody that I know on a weekly basis, but that was another thing that Vincent really that he spoke to me about in this book. He takes an hour a week, he takes an hour a day, and each day that first hour is a generous hour. It's a giving hour. It's an investment in the lives of others hour. And so he takes this hour and he just reaches out to people that he knows. And I don't know, maybe he's got a set schedule of, each month I want to connect with these people, or each week or whatever. Or maybe it's just who God places on his heart, or a prompt that comes up. But every day he takes an hour and he invests that hour in the lives of other people. Isn't that a powerful concept? What if you or I would do something like that and just take an hour to connect with other people? Maybe it's 2, 3 people. Maybe it's just going to end up being one. Maybe it's a long-lost cousin or friend. But Vincent talks about just the power of just making those connections and how that can really come back to bless us. First of all, as we connect with people, they're blessed that we thought of them. They're blessed that we reached out. And somehow that blessing comes back to us as well. It energizes us. It fuels us for the day. It feels like we've accomplished something. So those are just a couple of the components that really touched me and blessed me, things I want to implement into my life from Vincent's new book. And I told him, I was so blessed to read it one time. I wanted to read it again a second time. And I want to keep reading it again. I want to read it several times this year until the concepts really soak in and really impact me in such a way that I'm living them out. Because Vincent is modeling a life that I want to have. I want to have total life freedom. I want to enjoy financial freedom. I want to enjoy time freedom, location freedom. I want to be freed up to do whatever the passions, the interests are that God places on my heart that he wants me to do. I want to be able to do that. I want to have the freedom to be able to bless others more financially than we've been able to. We've already been blessed to support many different missionaries and organizations, but we want to do more of that. And so the wealth of connection, I think, can help to free up our lives in some pretty cool ways to grow the business we want to grow, to help pastors create streams of income outside the church so they can serve God and provide for their family no matter what. Also, to be able to free up more resources that we can give to people and causes we're passionate about, and to free up our time to be able to invest in our family and in our friends and, in the passions and causes we care about. So I'm a believer in Vincent Pugliese. I'm a believer in this book, The Wealth of Connections, and Vincent was kind enough to send me a free copy once the book was published. And so I got this package in the mail recently, and I've just been waiting. I've been dying to open it, but I wanted to create this video to talk about the book and to unveil it or to open it right here on video. And so I've got scissors just in case. I thought maybe the package might be a little too strong there, this plastic wrapping. So I'm going to get the scissors out, and I hope I'm not going to damage the book at all. And I'm going to cut this top off here. There it is. Da, 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 da. The Wealth of Connection by Vincent Pugliese. Here's the book. It's called A New Approach to Making Business Personal. Again, I just love Vincent. I love the concepts in the book. Oh, he took the time to write me a note in the inside cover. It says, "Rich, thank you so much for your helpfulness, your support, and your friendship, Vincent." That's pretty cool. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate your friendship and your support as well. And I've been blessed. Vincent, once a month or so, he's reaching out to me. How you doing? What you working on? How can I help? It really means a lot. And again, that's something I'm learning from Vincent, the power of doing that. So I just want to highlight a couple key things real quick, the 5 different points or the 5 sections in the book. The first one is about character. Value your generous goals more than your selfish goals. So if you've got goals for your life, look at which ones are for you, and then which ones can really benefit others, and focus more on those that can benefit others. And he talks about building your character. How do you want to be remembered? How do you want to impact the world? How do you want to make a difference? And so character is where Vincent starts with the book, and I think it's a really important place to start. The next section is curiosity. Value questions more than answers. Another cool thing that I found about Vincent is that he's super curious, and I think that's why he's had a 20-some year career as a professional photographer, meeting so many cool sports stars and going to all the huge events and all the great stadiums. And he's met people beyond the sports world as well, like one of the popes. And so it's pretty cool. Oh, the Dalai Lama, I think, as well. He's had personal connection with. So what a cool way that he's been able to live his life, but it really stems from being curious, from asking questions, from trying to figure things out, from really taking a genuine interest in people. And so he's got an amazing story about how the mafia taught him more about curiosity. I personally loved that story. I could just picture in my mind Vincent living that experience out as a young lad when he had a connection with the mafia, who got him into a sports stadium for an important game for his beloved New York Mets. And so you're going to love that story and so many others that he shares. The next chapter is about connection. Number 3 is connection. Value people more than ideas. And again, it's about that personal relationship, that personal connection with people, taking a genuine interest in people. These are things we probably already know, but sometimes we're not living them out, or to the extent that we could, that could make the biggest impact in our lives and in the lives of others. And there in that chapter, he talks about that hour of giving, where he takes that 1 hour, the first hour of each day, to give, to invest in the lives of others. Chapter number 4 is about collaboration. Value growth more than grind. And he talks about building a powerful network. Again, it's not just what we know, it's not just our goals and dreams, but who we know, who can help us to achieve them. And so he talks about this network that we can develop that can help us to move farther, faster when we do it in community. And again, that's something that's really spoken to me, and something that I want to build into our More Than a Pastor community, is to, again, help people be able to take those steps together in community, to not do it alone as a lone ranger, as a solo entrepreneur, but to have a community that can be there to come alongside you, to cheer you on, to support and encourage you as you are taking your steps toward building a creative income outside the church. Okay, the 5th one here is creation. Value engaging more than engagement. He talks about if you build it, will they come? You know, if you have a goal and you want to just build a business, you can go ahead and build the thing you want to build. But what if it's not what people are interested in? What if it's not what people want? So again, he talks about engaging with people, building relationships, connections, getting feedback, testing things, trying to figure out, okay, is this really something that's going to be helpful for people? Will anyone buy this? Am I on the right track? And so I thought that was a really cool thing. And then he gives a cool tip here at the very end, the turbo button, the thing that he says can help speed your achievement of your goals and dreams the fastest. I won't give it away. Get the book and you can read it yourself. But I'm a big believer in Vincent Pugliese. I'm a big fan of his book. Again, this is something I want to read. I want to read it every year. But right now, in this year, in 2022, I want to read it a couple more times. I guess I should probably do it once a quarter and measure myself. How am I doing in these 5 key areas that he talks about? I've been really blessed by this, and it's really spoken to me as I'm seeking to build my online business, because I'm realizing it is about the connections. It is about the relationships. It is about being there for people, being a support and an encouragement, and then seeing how we can serve other people and give to others, and how that blesses us and it comes back to us. We can never outgive. We can never be too generous in giving and helping. It comes back to us. It's not a zero-sum game. So, Vincent, thank you so much for writing this book and just for how it spoke to me personally. And thanks for sending me a free copy. I really appreciate it. And I'm actually going to be buying some as well to give out to some friends, because I want to share this message and, again, help more people. I think it's a powerful message for my life and for so many others. So how many people in business are in it for themselves, are trying to make the fast buck, are trying to do things in the quickest way to make the most money, but people get hurt in the process? This book turns that upside down. And it's about how to build authentic relationships, how to grow connections and relationships and engagement with people that will then help you to build your business and grow your life so you can enjoy total life freedom. Thanks again, Vincent, for the book, and thank you, friend, for joining in on the video today. I'll provide a link where you can get the book yourself at totallifefreedom.com or on Amazon, wherever it is that you buy books. I would encourage you to connect with Vincent, get the book, and see how it can impact your life as well. Thanks so much. God bless. Have a great day.